Today's book is Ladybug Girl by David, Soman, and Jacky Davis. You see Ladybug Girl dressed up with all the different things. Do you like to dress up ever? Pretend like you're something else? Well, Ladybug Girl, she liked to do that. As you can see, the floor is scattered with lots of dress-up things. And she's looking in the mirror and ends with a ladybug. I'm Ladybug Girl, says Lulu, zipping into the kitchen. She slips into the chair next to her brother. Did you know what ladybugs eat bugs? Yes, he says. Everyone knows that. After breakfast, Mama says, Papa and I have work to do around the house. You'll have to figure out your own fun time today, okay? How am I ever going to do that? Asked Lulu. You can do anything, Lulu. You're Ladybug Girl. Lulu runs after her brother. Where are you going? I'm playing baseball with Sam and Max. Can I play too? She asks. No, you're too little, he snorts. And bugs don't play baseball. Have you ever wanted to play something and your sibling felt like maybe you were too little? Let's see how Ladybug Girl handles it. With a sigh, Lulu wanders through the house. Bingo follows. There's nothing to do. You ever had a time where you were trying to find something to do and you just couldn't figure it out? Lulu feels stuck. You ever felt stuck before? So she's looking around. In the living room, there's a wall of books. Lulu can't read yet, but she knows her letters. She finds a lot of L's, more than 59, she thinks. Then she waters her avocado plant. She takes out her ruler to measure if it's grown. Some days, it just doesn't seem to be getting any bigger. When Bingo gives Lulu the look, it's time to go outside. In the backyard, the grass smells sweet and is sparkling with dew. While Bingo sniffs about, Lulu discovers a line of ants marching over a rock. Looks like Lulu is still a little bit sad, but she's starting to figure it out. Let's see if she can figure it out. Is that your rock? Is that rock in your way, ants? It's much too big for you to move, isn't it? She says. So right there, did you notice? I read something about the rock, and it didn't make sense because I said, is that rock in your way? And if you ever are reading something and it doesn't quite make sense, that is a way that you know, maybe I read that wrong. And you stop and you read it again. And then when you read it again the second time, if it makes more sense, then you can know that you got it right. That's a reading strategy. So when we read, sometimes it feels a little bit hard because maybe we looked at the word wrong, or I looked at one word and then I looked at something else, and so I kind of messed up a little bit, but it's okay. When you read, it's okay to make mistakes. You just go back and you think, did that make sense? And if not, just read it again. That's what good readers do. So let's start over and do it correctly. Is that rock in your way, ants? It's much too big for you to move, isn't it? She says. I can help you. I'm Ladybug Girl. Ladybug Girl easily lifts a rock over her head and tosses it aside. Nothing can stop the ants now. Come on, Bingo, she says. Ladybug Girl has things to do. Looks like she's got that face. She is ready to go solve problems. She's figured it out. She's got something fun she can do now. She runs across the yard to the pond. Her brother calls it a puddle, but she knows it's big. So big, she can see trees and sky inside the water. There might even be a shark in the deep part. Ladybug Girl jumps in anyway. Her next stop is the old crumbly stone wall. It definitely needs her help. She picks up the fallen rocks and puts them back on top. Now the wall is bigger and better than before. She's doing problem solving, kind of like we just did with that word. When I read it wrong, I stopped and I thought that doesn't make sense, so then I fixed it. She was having kind of a sour day. So then she went outside and she looked around and thought, I can help those ants and I can do that thing, and she created something better by keeping trying. It's the perfect fort. See, she rebuilt the wall and now it's such a good fort. Forts are so fun. Even the toppled over tree at the back of the yard can't stop her. Its roots look like angry snakes, but Ladybug Girl skips all the way down its trunk, not falling even once. She jumps down and lands with a bow. Ta-da, she says. Bingo wags his tail. All of a sudden, Lulu hears the crack of a baseball bat. She whirls around and sees a ball bouncing towards her. Hey, her brother yells, throw that over here. She picks up the ball and throws it, but somehow it lands near her feet. Can you see? Just barely. Please, can I play with you now? She asks when her brother runs over. No, he says, I already told you. You are too little. He grabs the ball and runs back to his game. Oops. Lulu glares after him. Sounds like her and her brother need to figure out how to get along, huh? Lulu lies down, feeling the warm sun on her cheeks. She knows she isn't too little. She thinks of the 59-letter L she found and how she saved the ants. She wasn't afraid of the shark at all. She built the perfect fort and she bounced across the whole tree without falling, all by herself. From out of nowhere, a gust of wind swirls the air with leaves. She jumps up to chase them. Ladybug Girl can catch leaves in midair. Ladybug Girl is definitely not little, she yells to the wind. Lulu runs up the hill to the apple tree and lifts herself onto a branch. She can see her brother and his friends playing baseball and hears them arguing. It doesn't really look like that much fun after all. Not the kind of fun Ladybug Girl has. She holds her thumb and index fingers a little bit apart and squints through them. She can fit her brother and all of his friends between these two fingers. I am not little, she says. You are. Lulu sits for a moment listening to the singing sparrows and the squawky blue jays. Then she hears Mama calling. She swings down and says, Come on, Bingo, let's go inside and tell Mama and Papa about our morning. Feeling as big as the whole outdoors, Lulu stretches out her arms and flies down the hill with her wings bobbing behind her. So let's think about Ladybug Girl. Did she figure out how to solve her problems? I think so. Sometimes when we read, if we think about a way that we are similar to the character in the story, it can help us to understand what's going on and we kind of can connect to that character. That would be a self-to-text connection is what it's called, because the book is our text and we think about ways that we can relate and connect to the character, and then we can learn more and enjoy the book more. And that is a strategy that you can use when you're reading. It's so fun.